Salvete omnes. I promised to send you a video to help with the next workbook page, which is on page 40. Yesterday I sent all the workbook pages up with Sister Rash, so hopefully she gets them to Anders and sorry, I'm thinking Lucas, but that's not right. Anders and Caleb's house soon, to the Andersons' house, so that you can pick up your workbooks there if this wasn't in the original set that I gave to you. All right, so it starts out asking, do you remember on page 40 the two noun cases that we learned? One's called the nominative and the other's called the ablative. If you need to pause this video to go get your workbook page, go do it, and then you can press start again. All right, so the nominative and the ablative. One tells about the subject, the one that does the action in the sentence, and the other one tells about the location where something is or is happening. So do you remember, is the nominative about the subject or is the ablative about the subject? If you said the nominative is about the subject, you're exactly right. And the ablative tells us where things are happening. Now, they give you a chart, and thankfully it's all on the same page here. So the subject case for some different places. In the first declension, it looks like terra, et aqua, et stabulum et air. Terra, aqua, stabulum et air. In the ablative case that tells us where something's happening, it's still terra and it's still aqua, but now it's stabulo and it's air. On those first three words, terra, aqua, and stabulo, something else happens to the spelling. Do you see what it is? On the very last vowel of those three words is a macron. We talked about that last time. That is the way you can tell in the sentence the difference between the nominative and the ablative. The ablative gets that little macron over the final vowel. Ere doesn't get the macron, but it takes away the macron over the E in air. So that's an interesting change as well. All right, so I'm going to give you just a minute. You can actually stop this on your end, and you can just copy that exactly as you see it above. So I'll give you one example here in my workbook. First declension in the nominative is terra. So T-E-R-R-A in the nominative. And then I'm going to do the ablative right away, right underneath of it. And what is the thing I'm going to remember when I get to the end of terra? Make sure to put the macron over it. Same thing here. Well, we can do this together. You ready? Aqua. Sounds like aquarium. Aqua. And it's not as neat a handwriting when I'm holding the phone. Aqua with a macron. Now stabulum. Stabulum. S-T-A-B-U-L-U-M in the nominative, and in the ablative, stabulo. S-T-A-B-U-L-O with the macron. Okay, finally, air. A, E with the macron, and R. but both A and E get a macron in the nominative, and then in the ablative, era only gets the macron on the first vowel. All right, now I'm not going to write sentences here. It says, please write from memory or copy from your teacher's PowerPoint, which is not something you have access to, but I'm going to help you out. 3 sentences that use these words in the nominative or the ablative. Okay, I think I've got mostly ablative examples. So if you can think of something to do it with these words in the nominative, you go right ahead and then send me a picture of what you wrote. I would love to see it. But I'm going to show you some of these in different uses. So here we have one. Asinus in stabulo bibit. We could also say, asinus in stabulo bibit. There's that O with the macron. Or we could say, if you like this one better, anius in stabulo jacet. Lying there so cute, and it looks like you could also say not just jacet, but you could perhaps say anius in stabulo dormit. Looks like it's sleeping, dormit. And you could say, if you wanted to do this one, you could say asinus in stabulo edit instead of bibit. Is he drinking or eating? Now, next one, we have avis in era volat. And we also have anas in era volat. Those are the 2 examples I had pictures close at hand for. Now another one with anas. For a different sentence you could choose, you might like anas in aqua natat. Anas in aqua natat. You could also say maybe for era that something salit, right? Sometimes we could say that a capra in era salit. The goat is jumping in the air. Capra in era salit. That would be a good one. In this story, it says ovis aquam non bibit, and so aquam there, that's neither in the nominative nor in the ablative case, but you could say, well, let's see. I'm not sure why this is aquam. Maybe they made a mistake here. In aquam salit. Do it just like it's written here, and I'll see if I can find out what is happening for the in. Here we have capra aquam bibit. That's actually the direct object, not the location. Would you please do it this way? I think they actually made a slight mistake in their editing. I would say ovis in aqua, don't write the M, and do a macron over the A and say salit. That would be better. Okay, here's with terra. Sus in terra jacet. Sus in terra jacet. You could also say sus in terra dormit. Sus in terra dormit. If you wanted to be silly, you could say sus in era salit. You could just make up crazy sentences. How would that be? Or you could say sus in era volat. Volat. Have you ever heard the saying about pigs flying? Well, you could write it in Latin. Sus in era volat. And then you have an option here. Equus in terra jacet. Or you could say in terra curit. Maybe it's running on the earth. Or you could say ecus in stabulo edit. That's another thing. Ecus in stabulo edit. You see, you can rearrange all these words in so many ways. So I will be very interested to see what you've come up with. Everybody send me a picture of your 3 sentences when you're done. Gracias, TB. Thank you, everyone.